Hey there, welcome back to the channel. They finally texted you, after all the silence, after the storm they left behind, after the endless nights when your chest felt hollow and your eyes couldn't close because your mind kept replaying every last word, every unanswered message, every moment you wondered if you were even worth a goodbye. You waited, not just for a text, but for a sign that what you gave meant something, that you weren't just a chapter they skipped through. And now, here it is, a vibration, a notification, a tiny string of words that once would have made you drop everything, that once would have made you believe in second chances, in miracles, in them. You stared at your phone like it was a ghost coming back to haunt you. Not because you still wanted them, but because for so long their silence had screamed louder than any words. And now you're standing at the edge of something you once begged for. But here's the truth. This isn't the gift you think it is. This message isn't proof they've changed. It's proof you have. Because this time, something in you is quieter. Not calmer from peace, but steadier from pain. You don't race to reply. You don't spiral into what-ifs. You don't build castles out of crumbs. Because you've done that before. You've romanticized half-effort. You've tried to read love into lukewarm words. You've given people the benefit of the doubt, while they gave you barely the benefit of attention. And now you know better. You know that some people only return when the silence becomes too loud for them, when your absence becomes too real, when your growth begins to threaten the control they thought they had. They didn't come back because they woke up with epiphanies. They came back because your energy isn't theirs anymore. Because you that used to cry, to chase, to shrink just to keep them comfortable, that version is gone. And what stands in her place now is a person rebuilding day by day, with bruises turned into boundaries. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." So ask yourself, who are you now? What do you stand for? Do you open your door to a past that broke you just because it knocks again? Or do you stand firm and say, that chapter is over, and I am not who you left behind? This text is not your salvation. It's a test. It's the universe asking, did you really mean it when you said you were healing? Did you really choose yourself? Or are you just waiting for them to say the right words so you can forget the wrong ones? You don't owe them curiosity. You don't owe them access. You don't owe them anything except the truth that your silence was never a punishment. It was protection. And you're not the same person they left. You're stronger now, wiser, louder in your stillness. And this time, you're not looking for closure. You are the closure. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am no longer waiting. I choose myself every time. Let's get started. Number 1, don't rush to respond. You saw the message and your fingers twitch. Your heart jumps. Your mind starts racing with questions. What do they want? Should I reply now? What if they think I'm ignoring them? But this is the trap. The moment you rush to respond, you give away the very power you've spent weeks or months reclaiming. You're not in a race. You're not in a test where your speed equals your value. You're in a battle for your own peace. And when someone who once shattered that peace suddenly shows up again, you owe it to yourself to pause, not to play games, but to protect your progress. The old you would have replied in minutes, maybe seconds. The old you would have felt validated, hopeful, and ready to dive right back into old cycles. But you're not that person anymore. Not if you've done the work. Not if you've spent nights crying and mornings rebuilding your dignity. Seneca said, "If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable." That means if you don't know where you're going, you'll let anything, including a simple text, detour your healing. This moment is not about them, it's about you. Do not let their sudden reappearance throw off your emotional compass. Breathe, wait, think. What do you feel when you read the message? Hope, anxiety, rage, nostalgia? Good. Feel all of it, but don't act on it. Not yet. That rush you feel is not intuition, it's trauma. It's the memory of chasing someone who made you feel unseen. And now that they're back, every cell in your body is reacting to old programming. But you have the power to break that pattern. Your healing didn't happen overnight, and your response doesn't have to either. You don't need to prove anything by replying quickly. You don't owe them immediate access to your emotions. Let your stillness speak louder than your speed. Let your silence remind them that you are not on call, that your life did not pause while they figured things out. The longer you wait, the more clearly you see. You'll start to notice whether their message was sincere or just a hook, whether it carries the weight of genuine remorse or the emptiness of a bored ego. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." That means the best response to inconsistency, to ghosting, to neglect, is not to stoop to their level. It's to stay elevated, to think, not react, to respond, not perform. You are not obligated to meet them where they left you. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is nothing. Because silence isn't weakness, it's control, it's power. It's a statement that says, I don't rush anymore, I choose. So, take your time. The message isn't going anywhere. But your peace? That's worth protecting. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I respond with clarity, not desperation. Number 2, look beyond the words. When they finally text you, it's easy to get caught in the words. You read and reread them like a sacred script, hoping to find hidden meaning, clinging to every syllable, dissecting every emoji, every period, every I miss you. But don't be fooled. Words are easy. Words are cheap. Words are weapons. And if there's one thing pain teaches you, it's that what someone says is never more important than how they show up. A message can say, I've changed, but change is not in the typing. It's in the doing. It's in the silence they once filled with absence. It's in the apology they never made when it actually mattered. Now that they're texting again, ask yourself, what are they really saying beneath the surface? Are they taking full accountability for what they did? Or are they gently pushing your emotions around so they can come back without doing the work? Are they saying, I want to fix this? Or are they saying, I want to feel better about myself, and you're the easiest way to do that? Stoicism teaches us to look deeper, to remove the emotion from the surface and examine the root. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. What does that mean here? It means you need to be willing to look like the cold one, the overthinker, the guarded person, if that's what it takes to protect your peace. Because love without accountability isn't love. It's manipulation. A sudden text after months of silence isn't a miracle. It's a question mark, one you must answer slowly, carefully, with wisdom, not wishful thinking. Look at patterns, not promises. Look at who they were, not who they claim they are now. Look at what you needed and whether they even asked. Real transformation doesn't just speak, it listens, it changes, it shows up consistently, not occasionally. It respects your time, your boundaries, your journey, and if they're not doing that, then their words are just noise. Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. In your case, stop imagining what they could be. Look at what they are, and be honest. Are they here to heal the wound, or just to reopen it in a more polite way? If you fall for the words again, you'll end up back where you started, confused, drained, disappointed. But if you see the truth behind the text, you reclaim your power. You say to yourself, I've learned too much to fall for less again. The person who left you shouldn't be able to return with just a few sweet sentences. Because you're no longer starving for closure. You're hungry for truth. You're looking for actions that match intentions, not illusions dressed in pretty words. So read the message. Then read between the lines. Your heart already knows what's real. Now I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I look beyond the words. I trust the truth beneath them. Number 3. Don't let nostalgia blind you. They texted you, and suddenly all the memories come flooding back. Not the fights, not the silence, not the tears on your pillow, but the good parts. The laughter at midnight, the way they used to hold you like they'd never let go, the inside jokes, the sparks. Nostalgia is seductive. It doesn't show you the whole truth. It shows you the highlight reel, the filtered version, the one that feels warm even if it once burned you. But here's what Stoicism teaches. Emotions are not the enemy, but they should never be the master. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Nostalgia is an outside event. It rises like a tide, pulling you toward the past, convincing you that maybe you were too hard on them, that maybe they did love you in their own way, that maybe you should give it one more chance. But here's what you have to remember. Nostalgia is not truth. It's memory dressed in gold. It's selective. It forgets how lonely you felt even when they were next to you. It forgets how you constantly doubted your worth because they never made you feel secure. It forgets the unanswered texts, the broken promises, the gaslighting disguised as "you're too sensitive." It forgets how long you stayed hoping they would become the person they promised to be. Now they're back, and nostalgia wants to hand them the keys again. But you don't live in the past anymore. You don't owe loyalty to a version of someone who no longer exists. Ask yourself honestly, are you missing them, or are you missing the fantasy of who you thought they were? Are you longing for their return, or are you longing for the feeling of being wanted again? Because there's a difference, and your heart deserves the real thing, not just an echo of what once was. Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." If you keep bouncing between the past and the possibility of change, you miss the clarity of the present. And the present says, you've survived, you've grown, you've learned. Nostalgia doesn't care about your growth, it cares about your comfort. It wants you to run back to what's familiar, even if it hurt you. But healing isn't found in the comfort of repetition. It's found in the courage to choose differently this time. So when your chest aches for what you had, breathe. Let yourself remember, but don't let those memories rewrite reality. You left for a reason, or they did. But what matters now is that you're standing, wiser and stronger than before. Nostalgia will try to tell you that the past was better, but you know better now. And better isn't behind you, it's ahead. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I remember the truth. Nostalgia will not blind me. Number 4, not every text deserves a reply. Just because they finally reached out doesn't mean you're obligated to answer. Let that truth sink in. You are not required to open every door that knocks. You don't have to entertain every message from your past, just because someone suddenly remembered how valuable you are. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response, because silence isn't cruelty, It's clarity. It says, "I've moved on," louder than any explanation ever could. There was a time when their words meant everything to you, when just one notification could shift your entire mood, when your peace was tethered to their presence. But not anymore. Now you've grown, you've healed. You've learned that peace doesn't come from a message, it comes from boundaries. And one of the strongest boundaries you can set is choosing who has access to you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you constantly allow yourself to be recolored by people who once drained you, you lose yourself in their chaos again. This is about your mental paintbrush. You get to decide what energy you carry forward. You get to decide who gets the privilege of hearing from you. And yes, it is a privilege. You may not have believed that before. You may have seen their attention as rare and precious. But now you see it for what it is: sporadic, inconsistent, and often more about them than about you. So ask yourself, does this message bring peace or confusion? Does it honor the healing you've done or threaten to unravel it? Do you feel empowered after reading it? Or like you've been dragged back into a version of yourself you fought hard to outgrow? You don't owe them closure. You don't owe them kindness if it comes at the cost of your clarity. You don't owe them an explanation for your silence, your distance, or your boundaries. You owe yourself protection. And sometimes that means leaving a message unopened. Sometimes that means hearing from them and choosing to do nothing, because your future means more than reactivating an old pain. Epictetus said, "Keep your attention focused entirely on what is truly your own concern, and be clear that what belongs to others is their business and none of yours. Their regret, their guilt, their sudden burst of interest, that's their business, not yours. You've done your part. You've processed. You've rebuilt. You've outgrown the version of yourself that would have jumped at this chance, not out of pride, but out of purpose. You didn't come this far just to get pulled back into confusion disguised as connection. Not every text deserves a reply. Some deserve your silence. Some deserve your growth. And some deserve to be left unread, because you finally understand your worth, and your worth is not up for renegotiation. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I protect my peace. I owe them nothing. Number 5, what they want versus what you need. When they finally text you, the first thing you need to ask isn't, what are they saying? It's, why now? Because there's a difference between someone who comes back for you and someone who comes back for themselves. Maybe they're lonely. Maybe they just broke up with someone else. Maybe your silence made them feel insecure. And now they reach out, not out of love, but out of lack. Don't confuse their timing with your truth. Just because they want to come back doesn't mean it's right for you. Don't twist your needs to fit their narrative. Don't shrink your standards to make space for their re-entry. You've been rebuilding your peace, your self-worth, your clarity. And here they come, wanting access to a life you built without them, wanting comfort without commitment, attention without effort. They want the version of you who used to bend, who used to beg, who used to believe that being chosen was the same as being respected. But that version is gone. You're not here to fill their emotional void. You're here to honor what you've learned. Epictetus said, "Know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly." That means know what you need and never dress it in someone else's desires. You may still love them. That doesn't mean they're good for you. You may miss them. That doesn't mean they deserve to be near you. They may say all the right things now. That doesn't erase all the wrong things they did before. There's a difference between someone who wants you because they see your worth and someone who wants you because they feel their own emptiness. So ask yourself, what do I need to feel safe, valued, respected, seen? What do I need to thrive, not just survive? What do I need to grow, to breathe, to protect the person I've become? And then hold that line, even if it's hard, especially if it's hard, because that's what self-respect looks like. It looks like saying no to temporary attention when you deserve permanent presence. It looks like saying, what I need matters more than what they want. It looks like walking away not because you don't care, but because you finally care enough about yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have been made by nature for the purpose of being good, not for being used, not for being someone's second choice. You are here to live fully, love deeply, and choose wisely. And the wisest choice you can make is to never settle for less than what feeds your soul." So if their message brings confusion instead of clarity, weight instead of warmth, tension instead of trust, let that be your answer. You don't exist to fulfill someone else's timing. You exist to protect your healing, your growth, and your needs. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to walk away from what you once prayed would return. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose what I need over what they want. Number 6. Their return isn't your closure. You spent months wondering why they left, why they pulled away, why they stopped trying, and now here they are, back, texting you like nothing happened, like the silence never hurt, like the nights you lay awake trying to understand weren't real. And a part of you wants to believe that this is closure, that this message, this sudden return, will finally bring you the peace you've been chasing. But here's the truth you must hold on to with everything in you. Closure does not come from the person who broke you. It comes from the moment you decide you no longer need them to validate your pain. Stoic wisdom tells us not to place our emotional stability in someone else's hands. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Their absence, out of your control. Their regret, not your burden. Their message, not your responsibility. What is in your control is what you choose to do now. They may say they miss you. They may even apologize. But do not mistake a text for transformation. Do not confuse their guilt with your healing. Just because they want to talk now doesn't mean they're ready to face the weight of what they caused. They might be seeking comfort, not accountability, a clean conscience, not a real connection. And the most dangerous lie you can tell yourself is that you need their words to finally move on. You don't. You never did. Your healing is not dependent on their awareness of what they did. Closure is not a door they open. It's one you close, quietly, firmly, and for good. Ask yourself, if they never texted you, would you still be growing? If they never apologized, would you still be healing? If they never looked back, would you still be moving forward? If the answer is yes, then you already have your closure. You just didn't recognize it because you were waiting for it to come in a different form. You were hoping it would look like an apology or a confession or an "I never stopped loving you." But instead, it came in the form of strength, the kind that picked you up when they let you fall. It came in the form of clarity, the kind that helped you see the truth when they left you in confusion. It came in the form of growth, the kind that happened quietly when no one was watching while you stitched yourself back together. And that right there is closure, not their words, not their return, but your rebirth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Their absence wasn't your ending, it was your beginning. So when they text, when they try to come back, when they think they can offer you something you already gave yourself, remember this: you were the closure all along. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I don't need closure. I am the closure. They finally texted you. After the silence, after the heartbreak, after all the nights you whispered their name into your pillow and got nothing in return, now they show up. But here's what I want you to remember. You are not the same person they left. You are not the same person who begged for their attention, who lost sleep wondering what you did wrong, who searched for answers in old messages and signs from the universe. That person died in the fire, and what rose from the ashes is someone far stronger, far clearer, far more powerful than they ever expected. Their text is not your reward. It's not a sign from the universe. It's not fate. It's just a message. What makes it meaningful is what you decide to do with it. Will you fall back into old patterns, old pain, old confusion? Or will you step into this moment with the power of someone who knows who they are, what they want, and what they no longer accept? Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Waste no more time wondering what a good relationship should feel like. Create one with yourself. Waste no more time waiting for validation from someone who already showed you they don't know how to value you. You don't need to go back. You don't need to re-explain your worth. You don't need to see if they've changed. You need to keep building the life that healed you. Because while they were silent, you were growing. While they were unsure, you were rebuilding. While they were gone, you became someone you can finally be proud of. And that matters more than any apology. You don't owe them a reply. You owe yourself respect. You don't owe them closure. You owe yourself peace. You don't owe them another chance. You owe yourself the promise that you will never again abandon who you are to be loved by someone who never truly saw you. Let them regret it. Let them realize what they lost. That part is not your responsibility. Your only job now is to keep moving forward, with purpose, with power, and with peace. Because the greatest revenge is not proving them wrong. It's becoming someone who doesn't even think about proving anything at all. It's waking up every day choosing joy, discipline, growth, and gratitude. It's no longer needing them because you finally have you. So, if this video spoke to your soul, if it reminded you of your worth, if it helped you see the truth behind that text, then don't just leave with motivation. Leave with action. Hit that subscribe button. Join this community. We are building strength through self-respect, healing through truth, and power through stillness. And remember this: you are the storm they never saw coming. You are the peace they can no longer shake. You are not waiting on anyone to come back. You're walking forward, unapologetically. They finally texted you, but this time you get to choose you.